Alrighty. Okay. Hi guys, Colin here from Compass Physio, and today we are joined by Aoife, our paediatric specialist, who's based out of Enfield in County Meath, servicing everyone across the Midlands and telehealth all across Ireland. So Aoife, thanks for jumping on and answering a few questions. I know how
Not at
much
all.
you really love these videos, so
Yes, I do. Love them.
we'll get straight into it. So Aoife, just give us a quick background as regards your paediatric experience.
So I have been a physiotherapist for over 10 years, and for at least 7 or 8 of those, I've been specialised in paediatrics or children's physio. So with that, I qualified in Liverpool and spent quite a long time in Liverpool developing children's services there and physiotherapy based alongside in special schools and in one of the big children's hospitals over in the UK, Alderhay. When we moved back to Ireland, then I got involved in private practice, and since we've been back here, I've been seeing children in the clinic here in Meath, in Enfield, and from like a variety of different settings. So whether that's from like small babies, right up to your teenagers, your fully grown adults, I've been seeing quite a number of those across the board. So that's probably been here for now, probably coming up to 3 years.
Okay, very good. And today we are going to talk about a topic that I don't know much about, which is good because I can ask you questions about it. But I'll get you to pronounce it first so I don't make a hash of it.
Yes.
So what are we going to talk about?
We're going to talk about plagiocephaly today.
Okay.
And plagiocephaly is a medical term that is used for a flattened aspect of your baby or your child's head. So it's quite common, especially in newborns, but it's entirely preventable. And that's kind of the key message that we're going to try and get across today. So essentially what can happen, like I said, especially in newborns, is that part of their head, usually either the right or left side, can become a little bit flattened. And usually it happens more so in newborns because the newborn skull is still very soft and very moldable. And it's usually because they're spending maybe a little bit too much time towards that side. So it can be picked up by the likes of the public health nurses or the GP, or you might even notice it yourself that one side of your baby's head is slightly flatter than the other.
Okay, and when you say, like, in general layman's terms, it's called flat head syndrome, is it?
That's right. Yeah. So you'll often see that kind of bandied about as well. Like I said, the more medical term for it is plagiocephaly, but it is exactly that. It is one side of the head is slightly flatter than the other.
And go on.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, is it from more like, because they're so soft, because the skull is so soft, it's from, as you say, leaning on one side or just lying on one side or lying on their back too much? Is that like where the tummy time stuff comes from, or?
Yeah. So I think that's the thing to get across. Like there's no reason, there's no one's fault for this. It's not that you've left your baby in one position too long. It's just thinking about maybe making sure that the baby is in a variety of different positions over the course of the day. So it's essentially that sometimes babies will have a head preference to one side, or they will always look around to one side. And if you notice that, it's making sure that you are drawing their attention to the other side or positioning toys and things like that on that side. Again, making sure they're not spending too long kind of on the flat of their back, or indeed in car seats. That's been another big one as well, that they're not spending hours on end in a car seat, which can sometimes cause it as well. So again, there's been a big thing over the last couple of years about them spending time on their tummies, which is not easy. Most babies don't like it. So it's, even if you manage to do it for short periods of time, it's better than not at all. Like that, it's just that you're making sure that they're not spending all their time in one position, that they're varying that over the course of the day.
And what's the time range? So from when a newborn is obviously born, how long can flathead syndrome affect them up until? Is it up until they're like 2 or 3, or do you know what I mean? Like when do you stop worrying about flathead syndrome?
Yeah. It's actually good. That's a good question. It's actually until they can start to kind of sit up for themselves, because once they start rolling around and moving around and being able to sit up by themselves, they're less likely to be stuck in one position, if you know what I mean. Up until that point, you as their parent or guardian are more responsible for making sure that they're moving, that they're not stuck in one position. So once they're up and rolling around and starting to sit up, which is around about 6 to 8 month mark, they're less likely to develop it because they're going to be on the move that bit more, and they're going to want to be sitting up at that point, then maybe thinking about kind of your other milestones like coming up into standing. So they're less likely to develop it at that stage. Okay. The thing about having a flattened aspect of your head is it's not anything to worry about in terms of their brain development. So if you notice that or if it was flagged up to you that it had happened with your child, it's not anything to worry about. It won't affect their brain or ongoing physical development in any shape or form.
Okay, so ideally, like after say 8 months, your baby might be sitting up. It might not be, and there's nothing to worry about either. Some babies develop slower than others or whatever. But ideally, once they're sitting up, we're out of that kind of period of going, oh no, my baby might have a flat head syndrome, which again, there's nothing wrong with that because it's not going to affect the brain development, as you say. But it's just to pick it up and then get, I suppose, tips and advice with regards to this. So if people are watching this and their baby is like 2 to 3 months old or whatever, and you're thinking someone's mentioned it without thinking what they're saying, and people have freaked out then because Auntie Mary said, oh, the baby's head is very flat, and you're going, oh, sugar, what do I do? What do they do? What's the next step then? Or the public health nurse has gone, oh, we need to check for the flat head. What's the scenario?
So there's a number of things that could cause it. So I would probably initially make sure it's flagged up to either your public health nurse or your GP if you've got concerns, because sometimes, very occasionally, it can be linked to other things, as in tight neck muscles or a very significant turn to one side. So if they've got a very significant head preference to one side, again, that's something that you probably want the GP just to cast an eye over, just to make sure there's nothing else medically going on. Again, very unlikely that it is, but I would probably flag it up to them initially. But then we as physios can give guidance then on, especially pediatric physios can give guidance on positioning of your baby, what position to have them in, check out, assess for tight neck muscles, give you guidance on what to do, how to change your baby's position over the course of the day, things to watch out for. And with that, hand in hand then goes their development of other kind of skills and things like that. So I would, if you're in any way worried about it, I would definitely flag it up to your GP. But like I said, there's lots that we as physios can do to help with this as well.
Okay, so what we'll do is, if anyone is concerned or worried, like the contact details are in Enfield. What are they? What's the number?
Yes. So the phone number here is
I don't know what off the top of my head.
I do, for some reason. I know better than my mobile number. It's 046 954 9456. Or indeed, you can contact us via the website or via email address here, and that's info@compassphysio.ie.
Okay, cool. And that's just in relation to any questions they may have, and you may be able to talk to them over the phone, do a telehealth conference or something. Because as we know at the moment, getting into the GP can be a bit difficult given the current circumstances.
Absolutely.
And just to put people's minds at ease as regards the syndrome. So just, I know I keep saying flathead syndrome, but it's what's the name of it again?
Plagioccephaly. Plagioccephaly.
Plagioccephaly. Okay, so if you have any concerns, guys, reach out to Aoife. That's what we're here for. And yeah, thanks very much for doing the video. I know how much you enjoyed it. And we'll chat again next month, maybe with another topic. And this is something we can build on as regards just the pediatric aspect of our care at Compass Physio. Thanks, guys, and take care. Cheers.
Thank you.